as Ziggs, you know, whatever. Yep. Shun, I think, criminally going for cleanse here. Possibly the most criminal cleanse of all time.
Just for Maokai.
Yeah, literally just Maokai.
Yeah, I guess sometimes you just need it.
No, man, you just Arcane Shift.
Yeah, but you Arcane Shift the Maokai route, and you're still rooted. Ziggs is going to be able to follow up.
I think you just take Teleport here.
Yeah, it feels really good to be able to take TP into the Ziggs. And as far as the 2v2 goes, it'll be Ziggs who really wishes he has Cleanse. Shun not going to get any value out of Cleanse in the 2v2.
Yeah, the Rel stun is like 0.5 seconds, I believe. It's so negligible.
Yeah.
Halftime's just there to proc Aftershock. You know, it does set up for the Crashdown, of course, but...
Yeah, it feels good into these engage supports, the Rel Q. You can just disrupt their engages, things like the Alistair, and even the Leona, as she ease in, can get stunned up and it delays the Q coming out.
Hey, this is not how level 1... Oh, God.
Lord.
Oh, God.
What a disaster for Driver. Should never be caught like that. It must have been Jiang hiding in the fog somewhere.
Well, I mean, I think he would have just hidden in the bush that every single Cassante that's ever been locked in hides in.
Yeah, and maybe Driver threw a Q at it and Jiang dodged it. So that prompted Driver to walk into the bush himself. I'm not sure. We'll have to get a replay.
Hopefully there's a replay because, I mean, now losing Flash level 1 against Cassante might just be the worst possible way to start this matchup.
Yeah, he would have had to Q the bush and miss him. Otherwise, I don't know how that happens, because if you don't have a skill point on the Gnar there, you're not happy about it, but you just take E. Proc your fleet footwork and waddle on out of there.
Yeah, there's some matchups where you literally just start Eon. Admittedly, Cassante's not one of them, but if you're in a position like that, then sure, just E away.
So Jimmian does go for TP on the Zeri. We don't always see this with the mid lane Zeris. Often opting for barrier.
Yeah, that's only Cryscata, to be fair. And
internationally, too, whether it's the Zeri, whether it's the Zeri top or mid, people just tend to prefer a combat summoner on this champion.
Lets you get stuck in a little bit more, I suppose. And
yeah, kind of needs it in these early game fights. Not doing the most damage as Gemini understandably posturing here.
Driver teleporting back already, and
yeah, well, he saved his flash for so long, right, that he took so much damage from Jiang. And Cassante is just winning the early game against Gnar.
Yeah, by a lot, seemingly.
Looks like an early base for Shun to get his tier online. Have to find those bases somewhere, otherwise you get stuck against this TP Ziggs. So even if you're stacking a bit of CS, still worth it on Shun. He's happy to lane forever now and stack up his tier.
I am glad for the side of CFO to see Corey back on these majors. Yeah. He has just historically in his career been best at the majors. I mean...
Yeah, you saw it. Game 2.
Yeah, for a long time was kind of touted as a two-trick, right? As a Talia Zia connoisseur. Wow, what a nice satchel from Wako.
Yeah, well played. Still going to be on the worst end of that trade.
Yeah, Shun and Sword Art certainly taking control of the spot lane at the moment.
Yeah, and Shun losing nothing for that early base. Well played by CFO's bot lane so far.
Gawk at this.
Mystic shot.
Oh, classic satchel for poke.
Yeah. Feels good when you have Comet. Gets the last hit as well, does Wako. Oof.
Wait a second.
Ooh,
we're seeing why we have cleanse, maybe.
Yeah.
Flash, he does use that cleanse, but loses both his summoners for only the Flash of Kaiwing, who does have Hex Flash.
Yeah, and if we're talking about things that can go wrong in this lane, Shun luckily doesn't take too much damage there, but this is a freeze. Oh, nice poke landing.
Yeah,
Wako. The satchel, a mistake, I think, throwing that without his Comet up.
Nice by Kaiwing to avoid as much damage as possible there using that crash down. Now, Wako, very low on mana, but does have teleport available to himself, so...
Yeah, 2 biscuits too.
Look soon. Yeah, true.
I think he'll probably use these before he looks for the TP, just because of the state of the lane, and he probably doesn't have his Lost Chapter. That is when Ziggs can get pretty terrifying in the bot lane. Iwing takes that one for himself.
Yeah, Yoink.
Jimmian trading TPs with Gory and doing perfectly fine mid.
I'd be interested to see the difference in the amount of gold the support items have, because maybe Sword Art's been proccing it on champs while Kaiwing's been farming, but 6 extra minions for Kaiwing. We know one of them was just him gobbling it.
Do you get more gold for hitting champions or minions?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Champions.
Yeah, definitely more fighting for Sword Art.
Okay, Caster though, he's going to get himself on the board once again, 2 times in a row now with this pre-Void Grub spawn dragon, but this time a lot closer to the spawning of those Void Grubs means it will just be traded.
Yep, not going to feel the best for Shun, who does pick up the honey fruit at least, but he's in danger of just getting locked into this lane against the Ziggs once Wako's ready to recall for his lost chapter. Still has those 2 biscuits. So, yeah, we're going to see the usual trade.
Not punishing this flashless Nah. Driver going to have flashback now for himself, so lane back to how you'd expect.
Yeah, Jung still getting that early flash out of Driver. Hasn't amounted to all that much because of how strong Nar is into the Cassante.
Yeah.
Is definitely overperforming in this lane, though.
Grooving looked at. Very hard to find the gank angle here with the Emperor's Divide available.
Yeah, Wako gets his lost chapter, but does decide to hold on to his TP. Is not going to be attempting. I wasn't paying attention to the bot lane, but won't be locking Shun in. So crisis averted for the CFO bot lane. And both ADCs should just be fine if the supports roam away at this point.
And Jung just constantly aggressing with that pathmaker. Oh, Driver. This might just be his flash going down. He's locked up. He does get the flash away, but there is a sapling waiting for him, and First Blood goes over to Gemini.
Yeah, well played by Frank's top side.
Yeah, nice foresight to put that sapling down. Realize Driver's only way out was through that bush. His aggression from the mid side. It is Sword Art who lands that Zenith Blade, but with the wall there, Jimmy able to just get on over that one.
Yeah, Gemini with a really early locket on the Maokai because of that kill he picks up. And Junk just baits Driver here. Driver may be feeling emboldened because he has his Sejuani so close and is mega, but barely lands on the second hop before Gemini is on top of him. And nice flash from Jiang to make sure the Snar goes down. And any hopes of winning through the side lane probably dead with that flash of death for Driver.
Oh, I just saw Lightning Crash come out mid as Glory seemingly just jumping away ASAP-y.
Yeah, gets to hold on to his ulti. Glory. We'll see if they can sync up a play with the Sejuani once she has her ulti up.
It'd probably be too hard onto the Zeri.
Yeah, very mobile, but if anyone's going to find it, will be Glory. Is a very good Azir.
For sure.
Jimmy and aggressing.
Yeah, Glory has flash, but also just has the Shrima shuffle. Gets himself out once again, but it does cost a lot of mana using that, so
yeah,
alleviates pressure for Jimmy in the mid lane. Nice pathmaker here from Jiang, but he misses actually on the reactivation. Maybe he's actually trying to get the wave. He was going
for the cannon. Out the cannon with it.
Oh, I mean, they know this pink ward's there. Are they going to aggress? I don't think Kaiwing realizes he's been completely unseen up to this point.
Yeah, suspects that Driver knows where he is. And I think he must have seen Kaiwing just as it disappeared, and that puts Wako in a bit of danger, but you have no wave
and
often against the Ziggs.
Yeah. Ooh.
So poke onto Sword Art.
Damn.
This is the power of the Ziggs, right? You can enable your support to roam so much more.
Nice dodge.
Because of your wave clear. Sword Art, though, just kind of sitting bot and getting XP, is level 6 first and looking to make a play on the map. Look at mid.
Yeah, Casa, Sword Art, both here. Jimmy, and though he does have backup, Kaiwing can be able to clear out that ward for his mid laner and thwart any attempts that CFO had onto Jimmy's life, although Casa's still sticking around.
Yeah,
could look for something.
Yeah, and Jimmy's just constantly been up a little bit of XP in this lane. Though he's not up any CS, so maybe someone's been taxing, possibly Sword Art.
Oh my god, 5v5 over the Void Grubs.
Could be.
Wako's...
Yeah, everyone's here.
Wako's, already up on this top side, as is Shun. True Shot Barrage comes through, actually goes wide. Magnustorm, what a massive engage coming out of Kaiwing as All Out comes through there from Yi-Jung on the bot side, though it is Jimian going down, and the Emperor's Divide is fantastic, but ultimately Jimian is staying up and available, and Kaiwing finds the knock-up. It's a double kill on the top side for Yi-Jung, and on the bottom side, Jimian claims himself one on Nikasa, and Shun narrowly surviving as Frank take the team fight win, and Shun limps away from this Cassante.
Yeah, and you see why we were so excited when Kaiwing locked in this rel. Decisive play from him completely wins his team the fight. Wako is just so patient. He doesn't use this combo on the Maokai route, but instead waits, trusts his support to land this, and Driver in Mininar, not even close to Mega, gets farmed by Jung, who is just 1v3, by the way. So clean.
It's so cool to watch a good Cassante.
Yeah.
As I know many people hate watching this champ. I actually love it.
Yeah, CFO's certainly not loving it, though.
Yeah, as they are now starting up on this Dragon. It's half HP. Gemini, no ultimate available here on the Maokai, but Kaiwing making his way around and also
over.
Has no ult. Yeah, he is looking for the steal. He gets... I don't know if that's what he meant to do, but it means he doesn't die. Also doesn't get the Dragon, as 2 now picked up for the side of CFO.
Yep, feels pretty good if you're CFO, but you are down 2k gold, just about at 11 minutes.
Ooh.
Jesus, Kaiwing gets beat up a bit by the Ezreal of Shun. The Shun of Ezreal. The
Shun of Ezreal.
Yeah, I had it first the right time. Oh, God. All right, you take over for a bit.
All right, Driver, once again, trading with Yi-Jung, who is standing there and just accepting his fate up on this top side. Actually not opting for the early ninja tabbies, as he does just have that Iceborne Gauntlet fully completed. It does mean, of course, these auto attacks are doing more than they generally would. But
yeah, that is such an early Iceborne Gauntlet in this matchup. My goodness. Driver in serious danger, just in the 1v1 now.
Oh, we found our way here on to Casa. He is going to get snared on up, and oh my god, Gemini finds a fantastic and smooth Maokai combo, but we maybe have forgotten that Waku is not on Zeri this game, and in fact is on the Ziggs.
Yeah, Ziggs with a Luden's companion as well, so not really itemized to kill this Sejuani, who has his locket finished, and Gemini probably feeling a little silly, but the chunk on Karsa is going to mean they pick up these 2 Void Grubs and get 6 for themselves.
Yeah, it is going to be nice, and you know, you have a Ziggs, Void Grubs, anything to take those tower health down just that little bit lower rather. Yeah, feels really good when you have that Ziggs on your side. Yet to really see the impact of it, though, of course.
Yeah, feels like overkill, honestly, on a Ziggs. But still going to be helpful, especially if Jung can just have pressure in the side lane, which he's looking like he will.
Jimian, pretty scared to walk up, as he probably should be, but Sword Art now recalling. He doesn't know that, but his jungler's coming. His minion wave has been thinned out, so now he feels completely okay. But it is 2 tower plates going over to Gory on the Azir.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again. Gory is really good at generating gold for himself and getting his teammates where they need to be to help him do so.
Maybe being looked at here, Gemini not trying to be discreet, just sprinting, barreling down this lane.
Yeah, and this might be an overforce from Frank onto this tier 1 bot. We saw this last game.
I'm going to back on out. Not really generating much pressure across the map are Frank Esports. They are up 1k gold, but it is really CFO who are aggressing in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, and they've shrunk the gold lead down to almost 1k now, CFO. Always impressive from behind in this series.
Yep, but
Wako belligerent with these W's onto Ezreal. Built to kill the Ezreal and the Azir has Wako.
Yeah, I think well done by Gory to not go tank Azir. I think just doing more damage feels so much nicer in general.
Yeah, especially on these super tanky comps.
Yeah.
You need someone to get through Jung. And if he can find his way onto Wako or Jimian, especially Jimian, you take out the Zeri, and Frank's comp is just out of consistent damage, assuming you can kite the Cassante.
Going down this bot side to try and protect this Bot lane outer tower, but Casa as well as Sword Art here too. Wako was coming down though.
Yeah. I mean, I called Wako belligerent, but Gory has just built a Nashor's Tooth and been punishing this bot lane tier 1.
Maybe able to get it. No, he should actually back off. A bit too scary to walk up and auto attack at this point. Jimmy going to be able to keep that tower alive just that little bit longer. Would really love to get first tower when you're the side with 6 Void Grubs and a Ziggs.
Yeah, it feels like you have to when you've given over 2 dragons. We talked about this game 2, where we had the exact same situation. And Frank weren't able to generate enough gold with their Void Grubs to contest this 3rd dragon. This time around, they're just straight up ahead, so they can fight this dragon. Mega Nard not going to be available for Driver, as he's recalling in Mega right now.
Yeah, no way for him to generate that Gnar bar back up as he's in base. We'll be able to teleport in, but maybe the cooldown just a little bit too long there. Does have his Triforce though, so an important pickup nonetheless here for this Gnar.
Yeah, Highwing is a little hesitant to check this push, but only tanks in here for the side of CFO.
Jung cares so little about Driver that he's actually just gone for the Merc Treads up against the Sejuani and Leona. I think I like that. Actually.
Yeah, he just won his lane straight up on Cassante. Shun eats a big chunk.
Yeah, that's going to make...
into the ulti.
Even
well
more
played.
of a chunk. And that should make this dragon that is alive a lot easier for the side of Frank, as they also spawn in this Rift Shield, but Kaiwing maybe getting a little bit too aggressive and Shun able to get that honey fruit down in the river. Gemini has to be careful. He's going to come on out there. Emperor's Divide available, but committing to that would just probably result in a flash. I'm not even sure that's winning.
Yeah, I'm surprised Frank don't drop it and then run to the... I think they're waiting for Mega Nard to run out.
Yeah, Mega Nard come back up. He did, yeah. He altered maybe the wave, get pressure, come in. But Jung now going to be able to teleport down. Kaiwing sidestepping that True Shot Barrage as Jimmy as well as Gemini. That ultimate duo of bot lane, mid lane and jungle. Going to be able to take down this dragon. Gemini thought he was going to walk away. Hold up, fight comes out. Glacial Prison onto Wako. Kaiwing getting very low. All out comes through there from Yi Jung and not going to be able to find any kills. And it is just going to be this dragon going down. But Driver maybe answering with the tower up in the top side.
Yeah, Jimmy's in for a rude awakening if he TPs to this top lane tower. Isn't even going to go for it. Going to try trade the bot lane tower. And this was a nice adaptation from Frank. We saw them a lot of the time just commit 5 members onto the dragon that CFO aren't contesting and lose a mid tower for no reason. Wako this time around hangs around, makes sure his mid lane tower is safe, but still CFO always getting the most that they can, manage to grab a top tower.
Yeah, they're actually clawing back this gold lead as they are now finding themselves roughly even. Only 400 gold separates these two teams despite the kill lead heavily in favor of the side of Frank Esports. Now,
so straight up macro clinic from CFO.
Yeah.
Without any fighting, they've managed to, in 5 minutes, just claw back a 2k gold lead. That happened very early in the game. Jimmy commits his TP to the top side. Next objective will just be the Baron, so he's fine sitting up here without his TP. It's Jung who's going to be missing that spell.
Kaiwing has to be a little bit careful as Casa comes on in. Remount coming through from Kaiwing gives him that speed boost to ensure his safety. I think that mid tower must be just one satchel away from going down as Gemini finds himself onto Sword Art. Going to proc that phase rush and sprint the other direction. Losing out on that trade for sure is Gemini here on the Maokai. Jimmy in, but Permafrost comes through. He's got no cleanse and Jimmy in just caught lacking.
Yeah, Wako not getting all that much damage out with his ulti either. Is relentlessly bullying Shun in this game though.
What happened? How did full Permafrost just come through?
Yeah, I have no idea what happened to Jimmy.
Wako was able to finally get that satchel off.
Yeah, and Ziggs is very good at just sitting here mid, but he feels a lot better when you can rotate him around the map. No chance to for Wako so far this game.
Yeah, they get that mid tower, which is nice to open up the map, but they have lost both their side lane towers. Wako deploying mid once again, and now Jimmy does respawn to go claim that top lane farm, although most of it would have fallen to tower. Insanely slow have these last 3 games been in the mid stages.
Yeah, and it seems the more it slows down, the more it favors CFO.
I agree.
Not because of scaling or anything, but just because they play better in these macro lane assignment situations. Kaiwing 2 levels down somehow.
Just, he has never been in a lane. He's just let Wako sit there, scale up, Wako up a level.
Yeah, enjoying himself, Kaiwing, with the free time, having a good game for himself. Kind of responsible for that 2k gold lead that Frank managed to get.
Yeah, some really, really precise goes on that rel. Does recall now, picks himself up a Warmogs. Baron live. Not the fastest Baron in the world this game. From either side, really.
Yeah, not super slow either.
No. I mean, there's just a lot of damage.
All right, Jimmy in the jungle, gonna spot out Sword Art as maybe CFO overstepping a little.
Yeah, Kaiwing gonna be able to land that Q there onto Casa, proc the Aftershock, and now will be a lot weaker. With the Nature's Grass coming out, and who are we going to find our way onto? It looks like absolutely no one. Although Jiang's on the back. What a fantastic Pathmaker. Now Gory's in a lot of trouble, but on the bottom side it's a 4-man combo. In comes that Mega Inferno bomb. It's so much damage coming through, and Jimmy flashes forward, but he's going to get caught lacking. He does go down, and Shun with the True Shot Barrage. Everyone's so low on the map, except for Driver and except for Wako, but Shun able to claim the kill there, and a shutdown to Yichang, and it's a 2 for 2, all things said and done.
Yes, such a good fight for Frank, kind of thrown away by Jimmy, and at the end, they're way overestimating his damage on this Zeri. Rarely do you want to flash forward without the ult available. He had it running, but not the actual activation there.
Yeah, thought he was Wako from last game. Unfortunately, not quite there.
Yeah, and I mean, Jung plays this fight out of his mind.
The
this is a very
insane.
scuffed engage. As yeah, the Pathmaker on the Cassante, the Zero ulti rather, just straight up solos Gory, and then comes back to help in this fight. Looks for a second there like he's redeemed his yeah. This is a nightmare. If you're playing Ziggs and you have your teammates flashing forward like this, these are not the fights you can excel in. Wako doesn't get to do anything this game.
Yeah, and that's a shutdown over to Shun, 2-0-1. We said at the top of the day, right? The person, even when they're behind, that you look towards, they're not behind, admittedly, but, you know, from those team fights where it looks like it's going to get run over, it's Shun you look towards, and Shun does provide yet again there on the Ezreal. Now, Dragon, number 3 on the cards. The CFO do start it up, but Frank, they're not willing to give it over. Kaiwing, though, he does not have access to that ult. Jung on the flank, but again, he doesn't have that all-out available to himself. There's so much missing on the side of Frank, whereas on the other side of the rift, everything's up. Gemini comes through with that Nature's Grass. He's trying to get into the pit. It's so low, and he does take it once again. Jung finds the all-out once again onto Gory, but he gets that extended blast cone to get himself out. Now, True Shot Barrage from Shun predicts where Jung's going to go. He does come out, however, of that all-out. Won't take all that much damage, and it is just the heist. No deaths going across the rift. It's once again Gemini for, I don't know, the 1 millionth time this playoff, stealing away an objective.
Yeah, there's good old reliable Gemini. Give him a Maokai Q and a Smite, and he will win those 9 times out of 10, it feels like. Just a flip from CFO, kind of understandable. They were down resources on Frank. You had to go fast before these spells came up. Luckily, Gory is able to get away from Jung, who plays this fight fantastically. Let's see the Baron HP. Perfect Smite. Comes out a little early from Karsa. And yeah, lucky for Gory to have the Blast Plant there. Picks up the CS and gets a recall off. And just a straight up Rooker and finished for Jiang. Probably going for the...
It'll be the Jack Show next, yeah. Well, these fights are close.
Yeah.
But it is Jiang, the big difference maker here. And I think finally, obviously he has played a few good games this playoffs, but this is truly what we expect out of Jiang. A game like this.
Yeah, this feels like regular split Jiang.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Kaiwing getting aggressed on by Sword Art will just turn it around as these saplings continue to come through. This time no AP available here for Gemini, realizing that doing that would be bad, but Kaiwing's just one shot. Sword Art taking that one for himself as the Nature's Grass comes through, but maybe a bit too little too late. That's a good locket, but Shun still taking a sizable chunk of damage there to Wako, who is out of range of any potential Arctic assault.
Yeah, Wako trying to return damage there, but the engage is clean onto Kaiwing. You see how much damage this Azir is doing now. Getting pretty scary as Gory.
Yeah, Kaiwing may be thankful that he is such low level, as the respawn time are going to come through exceedingly quick, and he is just back on the map now already.
Yep, Sword Art gets his recall interrupted. Not going to be very consequential, as I think both teams probably just prioritizing the next dragon. Feels like this game is heading that way. No one's going to hit the Baron, I imagine.
Yeah, it is just too hard. I mean, if Ziggs is alive, you can't really hit the Baron.
Yeah.
And if Ezreal's alive, you can't really hit the Baron.
Yeah. And somehow Shun has just fed this game out of nowhere. Felt like he was really struggling up against this Ziggs, but get to team fights, Shun seems to always deliver.
Yeah, there's top tower going down.
Yeah, Void grab diff. Wako close to level 16 now. A lot of his damage does come from the Ziggs ultimate.
Yeah, I think smart locket purchase by Kasa. Realizing, you know, a lot of times we do see the Ziggs come through, but the amount of AoE from Zeri as well as Ziggs, you just want to get that AoE protection, that shielding for your team.
Yeah, just a bunch of utility on Karsa with the Abyssal Mask. I like it to enable Gory in these fights. As well as just Ezreal doing 30 to 40% magic damage.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, Gory is chunking.
Only 2 items too. There's a lot more of this to come.
Yeah, we forget how strong his ear is.
I'm not sure the likelihood of a fight to happen around the Baron. Honestly, I think we're probably just playing for vision and see what happens when this dragon spawns. That'll be the real time where something breaks out, whether it be a trade, whether it be a full-on 5v5 fight.
Now, Jimmy and...
Hello? Kyling's not convinced.
Now, Jimmy does find himself up a bit of CS that he's only able to do this because he has TP on the Zeri. We'll see if that matters when he doesn't have cleanse into Sejuani Leona, though. I think in a lot of situations you'd see other mid laners take cleanse on the Zeri. There's a fist fight between Kaiwing and Karsa.
A very thrilling and intense battle.
Yeah. Up quite a bit of CS are the carries on the side of Frank right now.
Yeah, down gold, ultimately. I mean, there's a 40 CS gap in the jungle, but I don't really think you care.
Not at all. I think the Sejuani is pretty tanky this game, but once the Void Staffs and LBRs come out, you'll be feeling perfectly fine. And I think you're really grateful to have an Azir this game with how Jiang is doing.
Yeah, 4-1. He finishes up his 3rd item. That is the Jack Show, as we expected. He's finding his way onto Sword Art and actually will have a pretty easy time against that Leona. No damage can come back onto him. Kaiwing needs to be careful. Has that flash engage.
There's Mega.
Yeah, Mega now as well for Driver. These are the 2 to look for.
Dragon's resetting, though. Driver might not get any value out of this Mega. CFO not hitting it.
Oh, Jiang. How has Jiang got there? Even I didn't see that, and I have full vision of the map.
Yeah, are they pinging him is the question. They're pinging the blue buff. I don't think they have any idea he's here. Yeah.
They have absolutely no idea that Yi Jiang is sitting here waiting.
Yeah,
in
how
this
do
bush.
Frank play it? I think they just hit the dragon, take advantage of this ridiculous flank, and the Gnar being 0 rage.
Driver's looking for him. Oh, God, Shun! Oh, no, there's no way we know! We don't find Shun. Shun gets that arcane shift out, but it's going to be 1 kill. It's Sword Art taken down. Driver, he's in the middle of everyone. He has no Mega Gnar. He uses his flash. And Jiang, he's menacing in the middle of this team fight. Jimmy and trying to buy time, trying to delay. They're trying to take this dragon, but now Gory's here. Gory's very, very strong, and Mega Gnar now available. Oh, Jiang, he misses out on that in the top of his strikes. He's going to have to try and be tanky, but tanky he's not. The team fight comes out. Jimmy and flashes away from that Emperor's Divide. He's going insane, but Gory's returning the damage. The Q, the soldiers will get the kill, and the dragon is picked up by Frank Esports, but the team fight is won by CFO as Gemini will get the sampling kill on the way out.
Yeah, CFO might still try to just force this. Driver was left on 1 HP by Wako that entire fight, not interested in finishing off this Gnar, and is going to get punished for it now. As, yeah, this should just be the Baron going over for CFO.
The Baron will go down. CFO, they're going to have the Baron for the next 3 minutes. It is soul point, though, for the side of Frank. Gemini, he's good for those. He's got the hands to get the smite. There's no way for Wako to defend this. Down it goes. Recalls will come through. As the respawns do come through now for Frank Esports on the other side, but I don't even know what happened in this fight.
Yeah, and was it a misclick?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think he must have misclicked onto the Leona. Still looks good, and I can't believe they can't kill Driver here. Really good flash out of him, and the rest of Frank should just be running down to play around their Cassante. Also, the flash Q there from Jiang means that he has no flash now to get out here, and he just goes down.
Yeah, a little impatient, I think, here on the Cassante. He also doesn't manage to get back into that tank form before just taking so much damage. Nice flash from Jimmy, but
it's just outmatched by the Azir in terms of damage in this fight. Wako not able to get all that much done. Misses this Q onto Driver is massive for the Baron going down, and Corey, a sapling on either side of him, no hope.
Bullying through this jungle are CFO, Sword Art leading the charge on that Leona. This red buff going to go down. 3 items now available for Jimmy, and he has that Bloodthirster completed. Gemini getting very aggressive with that Blast Cone, but still, he'll make his way out. Takes a bit of damage there from Shun.
Yes, so much damage from these tanks, Jimmy, and not being able to do any.
Oh, God. Oh, no. And Wako's found lacking, but he does return a lot of damage, and Shun very, very low. Maybe that's enough damage to delay anything further, but he has the Bloodthirster. He's life-stealing up, and he is completely fine as Driver works on this bottom side. It's a 4v5. We've lost Wako for 40 seconds. How do Frank defend this? They might just be losing a couple of inhibs.
Yeah, they might just be losing the game before their Ziggs can respawn. Wako's doing so much of the damage. Gemini not able to get anything done in these fights.
Kasa does go aggressive. He loses half his HP, and I don't believe he has a Warmogs yet available for himself on the Sejuani. And him will be going down mid.
Yeah.
As the tower bot should be taken as well. 15 seconds left on the Ziggs. It will just be these 2 inhibs, but that is a massive loss to Frank Esports. Constant super minions going to be coming into their base, just piling in bit by bit.
Yeah, Wako caught out there. Maybe there was a possibility to trade a kill back onto Shun just because he used his E forward and Wako got so much damage back onto him. But Frank unwilling to pull the trigger and try. If they had and failed, they would have lost the game on the spot, so you understand why they decide to just give these inhibs up. Wako going to get ahead of clearing these mid waves.
Now Gory working on his Zhonya's. Has that Seeker's Arm Guard, will have that activation available to himself, and same time Kasa finishes up his Warmogs, hits level 16.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you could afford to go for this BT on Jimmy, and we'll see if it pays off. See if he can get the LDR in time for this next Dragon fight. Not looking likely with just 1 minute, 20 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds left on this Baron. If Frank chooses to, they will be able to defend this top side, and you have to think they will.
Yeah,
although
Jiang has to be careful.
Here. It's only Jiang. He's able to sidestep away. But that is at least the inner tower going down. But now with no more Baron, Wako will be able to clear out these waves pretty easily.
Yep. Jimmy trades the tower back. No objective bounties, unfortunately, if you're Frank.
Yeah, the good news for Frank, of course, is that Gemini, with his smiting abilities, was able to secure the 2 dragons in a row. Just straight out smiting, and so they can just give this one up and take it to double soul point, where they will have their inhibs back. Unless they make a mistake, of course.
Yeah, and I kind of like that idea. They can get some vision control in the top side in the meantime and just farm up these 2 waves.
Yeah, Gory and Driver both have teleport. There are wards available for them to get into that pit, both with jumps.
Yeah, if you take this fight and lose as Frank, you're guaranteed losing the game.
Yeah, you need to make sure these waves are very pushed out so you have a little bit of extra time. Jimmy getting to work on this mid wave, but look at that bot lane. Double super minions down there. I think you just have to give this, allow yourself to just take it to this last dragon.
Yeah, just go farm.
Yeah.
Go farm. Make sure your waves are good on the side of Frank. Maybe leave Gemini here. I doubt CFO are going to let you know. They're going to fight on Frank. Let's see it.
Wako trying to clear out that bot wave, but that is so scary. That is a instant loss con, really, with Gory and Driver having teleport. Jiang, though, he's teleported in. He's found himself on a flank, but not going to be able to get there. Sword Art spotting him out just in time, and now Dragon taken down to 9k HP. Gory and Driver can just look to teleport into that wave, but here comes an H's Grass. Here comes absolutely everything. Driver trying to stop Gemini from hitting this Dragon. The Carmen goes in. He finds a 3-man. It is the smite, though. This time Castle picks it up. The all-out onto Shun. Shun's taken out. Gemini's taken out. It's Driver. Wako flashing away with Driver following, but the Q3 there is going to land, and Driver's going to take out the Ziggs. That's a 3v2. Driver alive. Jiang trying to get away. Corey, though, he's got the damage onto Gemini. The teleport coming through there. It's going to be matched, though. Jiang is going to be able to get back. Gory trying to find Gemini. Gemini not allowing anyone to search for his top laner, and oh my god, Gory gets there, but Kaiwing makes it back.
I think they've defended.
They have both teleports coming through. Oh my god, Jiang is so scared. He has flash. Jiang has flash.
Yeah, let's see what he does with it.
He's just defending. I think smart. You can just possibly lose the game here. Gory has to be so careful.
Yeah, they're going to take this. Yeah, open Nexus now is so difficult to play. Gory just kills Jiang. No.
Oh my god.
He's just
hitting god, he's just ending, but Jiang's back. Jiang has flash. Sword Art here now. Pathmaker. Oh yeah, true. Kaiwing. Oh my god, it's so close. Jimmy's back. Here comes Jimmy in. There's so much damage coming through from the Zeri. There is so little health left on this Nexus, but Frank have mounted a defense. They have mounted a defense. Ultimate available for Wako. Keep an eye on that, as we did see some low health bars, especially Driver. Oh my god. 40 seconds. 40 seconds on the inhibs. Frank, they've managed to defend, but this is Baron going down now. You can see it there. No teleports. They could just come out.
I mean, how do you defend your 1 HP open Nexus against this Baron buff now?
You just have to fight before the inhibs go down.
Yeah. And it's going to come down to Kaiwing without flash on this rel, somehow finding a decisive engage. Just seems like a tall order. If you're CFO here, you can just walk up, bait the Maokai ulti, and then walk at the enemy Nexus. What do Frank have in the way of an engage?
10 seconds on both of these inhibs from spawning. CFO will be aware of it. Frank will be aware of it.
Karsa level 17 on this Sejuani.
Yeah, very, very strong. Everyone on the map is just so strong. Void Staff now completed for Wako, but it is the Shirelda's Grudge on the other side for Shun. On this Ezreal is the top lane being looked at first. Frank, they just have to pull the trigger, but how is Kaiwing ever finding a way in? How is Jiang ever finding a way in? I think Gemini just has to press that Maokai go button. You have no time. Driver's getting to work on that inhibitor bot. This inhib tower's going down. You're just split up. There's too many directions to look at.
Yeah, this just looks too hard for Frank to mount any meaningful defense. They will get a chance to fight maybe here.
They have to just go. That's 2 inhibs going down. Driver even finding the third one. All inhibs are gone. Driver doesn't even need to participate in the fight if he doesn't want to. Out will come the Nature's Grasp, and it's going to have to all come down to this. Driver finds his way, and it's a nice Nara ult. Kaiwing, what can he find? He's just jumping away as the Emperor's Divide comes through onto Jiang. There are low health bars across the rift, but Jimmy is being focused down, and Jimmy is taken out, and Wako, Gemini, and Kaiwing can do nothing as their Nexus will fall in front of their eyes, and we're going to Silver Scrapes. Game number 5.
CFO do it again. They find themselves down gold early in this game, but just outplay across the map, outplay in these fights, and despite some smites going Gemini's way, they managed to get it across the line. I think at that point, once you're down all those inhibs, a second Baron, it's more of a brain check than a mechanics check at that point, really. You can just make sure your members are split up on CFO and close out the game. Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Unfiltered. Real opinion.
Yeah.
Stop giving Wako zigs. Just let him carry this game, man. Those late game team fights. Wako might just be the best late game team fighting AD carry we have in the entire league. I've seen it for the entirety of last year. You get to 40 minutes. Who can you rely on? It's Wako. That's how PSG Talon won last year. And now we're putting him on zigs in such a crucial game. You saw those late game team fights.